My level's good.
America runs.
Becca, talk for me.
How
Okay,
was
she's scatting. Perfect.
Literally said talk. She said beatbox.
She said, all right. She said, I'll give you sounds. Oh, all right, guys.
You realize you start every podcast that way?
Just
All right.
Just beat. Oh, I literally do. That's
Alrighty, guys.
the only thing is I don't have my bev, and I start every episode with a bubbly. I love it. Anyways, welcome back to Missin' the Homies. This is the show where I bullshit with my homies. This month, Grant, you're back for a double-header episode. Or Grant, or what's the guy's name from Mad Max?
We're just gonna call it Mad Max.
That guy.
Max of Mad Max.
Max,
Max.
the angry one. And we have the illustrious Becca. The illustrious Grant and Becca.
It's our
Welcome.
show
I'm
now.
illustrious.
Welcome. These lights are so hot.
So bright.
I know they look so nice.
So speaking of lights, Grant, what are we here for this? What do we got going on this month? Grant and Becca, tell me.
Yeah, Grant, tell us.
I feel like I had to cross my legs too. We all did.
Amazing.
I'm gonna be doing lighting for this.
Yummy
theater.
food show.
Yes. Good Lord, that was so quick. I thought he sneezed. I'm the lighting designer. It's my first look at the stage today, so I am going to be designing some cool stuff.
And Becca, do you want to tell us about the show?
Yeah, I'll tell you about the show. The show's called Love, Loss, and What I Ate.
Formerly known as the Yummy Food Show.
Known as the Yummy Food Show.
Yes.
I'm the director of the show and also the lead head
You got it.
You got it.
deviser for the project. So we've been working with 12, 11 to 13-year-olds to devise the show. And we took all their ideas and their generation and we turned it into a script, and now we have lots of vignettes about food and the way that it connects to their lives and the ways in which we interact with them, whether it be allergies or different versions of alternative milks or
Oh
just
my
like kind of
God.
media that we consume all around food.
Grant, wait till you.
It is fun.
Are you gonna come see the show? I'm gonna get your.
Oh, you got to see the show.
You're gonna. I'm gonna get an answer right
Aren't
now.
I doing the lighting for the show?
No, I'll be running the lighting.
You'll be running it, but he's designing it.
Yeah,
So I have to see it.
So you have to see
that's
it.
fair. Wait till
At
you.
least during
Wait till
tech
you see
Please run.
Lactose to Love.
Oh yeah, we have a scene called Lactose to Love.
What's your favorite?
That's
What's your
gonna
favorite
be,
scene?
That's gonna be mine. That's all about me.
Oh, it's a
go.
it's a soap opera about different types of milk.
Say less.
And I'm not
That's
going to
my life.
spoil it, pun intended.
I'm with the oat. I'm on that oat milk grind right now.
Are you on the oat
go.
milk grind?
Oat
What's your
milk is our
favorite kind of milk?
My favorite kind of milk. I'm a half and half girly in my coffee. I'm like a 2 pumps of cream in
Same.
I am too. but
my
then-
like Dunkin'.
That's what they called me in high school.
Hey, yo, I have 2 pumps of cream.
Iced coffee, original. No, I'm a skim milk. I'm a skim milk person.
Skim. So you're a watery. So you're a water milk, and you're an
Super
oat water.
lactose.
I'm a whole milk.
At
Okay.
least it's not carbonated milk.
That's. Oh my,
Now I prefer,
how do you feel about
2%.
carbonated milk?
but my stomach doesn't.
Can you have ice cream?
You could drink
No.
whole.
Do I still eat it a lot?
Yeah.
1000%.
Grant, you could drink whole milk if you wanted to.
Is it time to do the gallon challenge? God damn.
This month, all three of us will be doing the gallon
Just
challenge.
pulls it out like, because weirdly I have one.
We're ready. We start every rehearsal with the kids doing the gallon challenge.
Down it, go!
Followed by the followed by the cinnamon challenge.
That's why we lost. That's why we lost half the kids. They dropped.
Started with 40, we're down to 11. Okay, like,
Yeah, the ones we have are hardy.
It's
and we
the,
have a lot of
Squid Games.
insurance problems now. We're getting sued. We're fine.
So yeah, and then Grant, you can we talk about dependent or
Yes, we can.
or how do we feel about that?
Sorry, I need to eat real quick.
Oh shoot, mine's upside down.
God, what a fool.
I was holding mine wrong.
Good soup.
Good.
Good soup. This is gonna be a month.
Good soup.
Uh,
That was like my favorite meme for so long.
good soup.
But I like the music before where it's like, ding, ding, good soup. It's like so quiet.
Isn't that from? Oh my god, I can't think of what the movie is.
It's fucking
Marriage.
Kylo Ren.
Marriage
Yeah,
Story.
But
Yeah.
did you see the movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was fucking brutal. Mm-hmm. It was so brutal.
I loved
But then that one part, I was like, oh my god, that's
was good soup.
That's the meme.
Good soup.
The soup was good.
So
But dependent, yeah.
this
Run it back.
dependent is good soup.
We just did the. I feel like I'm really obstructing my face with this. Should we turn around? Just show the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're hiding.
Oh, we're ready.
Oh my god, how crazy is that?
I'm not hiding.
No,
anything.
Becca. Becca just has a spoon. Becca has a spoon.
all powerful.
She's mic'd up. Becca's mic'd up.
So we
Flopped up.
did the pre-premiere last night, and I would just say it was a good soup.
It was definitely
Good
good
soup.
soup.
We did. We shot a short film over the course of 9 months. Around people's scheduled, everyone donated their time and equipment, and just believed in the project, which is crazy. It was my first directing, my first writing, and my first DPing, director of photography, cinematography, whatever you want to call it, of a film before. And, biased opinion, it's great.
You got to be a bias, but it was great.
It was great.
I'm so excited to see it.
It is great.
It really,
Oh,
I'm so pumped.
I was thinking when the premiere is. I mean, obviously, I was gonna cop.
April 29th.
I was gonna cop the link, 29th. I wanted to do a showing because I have a projector, and I haven't got to break it out.
Yeah.
I have.
still have to show Q because he wasn't able to make it last night, but
Yeah,
there's a few people that are like, "Can we watch it? Your place is surround." And I'm like,
you do have surround. Your surround sound is
to be
pretty
honest, I'm real tired of what. Listen, it's a great film. Okay.
nice. Yeah, but you.
I've
you've
seen it
seen it.
almost 300 times.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like the amount of times.
How long
it's
is
great.
it?
It's about 30 minutes. Actually, it's 29 minutes and 29 seconds.
Ooh.
And it'll be premiered on the 29th.
Ooh.
And the pre-premiere was on the 29th.
Damn.
And my birthday is the 29th of May.
Whoa.
So
That's raw as hell.
29s, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
We're making it happen.
Is 29 your lucky number?
I guess.
Now it is.
I
I
would
feel
say
like you can't have a
33
lucky
is
number
mine.
less. Oh.
Less than what?
I feel like I've never heard someone have a.
You're saying that's too high of a lucky number?
Yeah, that's too high, 33.
I feel like.
What's your lucky number, Becca?
19.
Oh, okay.
She says like 1,200.
Well, I'm like, is
34.
it? I just
Yeah,
always
what-
consider lucky numbers like less than 20. Like I haven't.
Hey, that's really discriminatory.
That is discriminatory of all the
Like
other
usually
numbers.
it's like my lucky number's like 4.
A number is a number no
or
matter
8.
how small.
Mine's 15. Thanks for asking,
Why
guys.
is it?
I was just
Why
trying
is
to be
yours
nice.
15?
I don't know.
You just
Actually,
okay?
I'm just kidding. It was my first soccer number, which is funny because it shouldn't have been my lucky number because I almost never played. Like I was famous for sitting on the bench,
Same.
but I love to sit on the bench. Like I feel like I tell that story and people are like,
Bench warmer.
"That's
Someone had to
so
do
that's so sad." Like, have I told you my track story?
No.
Oh my god, that's for a different time, but it's so funny.
Well, my lucky number 19 was also my jersey for field hockey.
Mine
Played
was
field hockey?
14 for basketball.
So then you just added 20 to it.
Well, no, I grew up at 33 Birchwood Lane.
Birchwood.
33 is just like my... And that's where Birch Men comes from.
What about Birch Women? When is that dropping? 2024.
You know, once we have enough funds, we're going to start that up. We're gonna make that
Subsidiary of Birch Women.
subsidiary of Birchman Productions, LLC.
Okay, guys. So I'm sweating under these lights, but I think that's it. So we're talking Yummy Yummy Food Show
Yummy Yummy Food Show.
Yum.
and Birchman this
And
month.
Birchman.
Not Birchman.
Well, dependent.
Dependent. That's what I meant.
Because we're talking Birchman, we got a lot
yeah.
more stuff coming up that we're going to have to talk about.
I mean, we could.
Yummy Yummy
Vicky's
Food
dog.
Show.
And Becca, I have been dying to talk like the. I mean, we've had multiple conversations about like how you like the idea behind the show, where the show comes from. Like
Yeah.
we've talked. I don't know how many times we've
Want
talked
to talk about it now?
about. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Nora Ephron, who's my favorite writer, one of my favorite writers.
Zach's mom.
Zach.
I'm out. That's it.
She did When Harry Met Sally. Her and Rob Reiner are like best friends,
Yeah,
or were best friends.
Zac Efron's mom. It's the same person.
Go check your Wikipedias, people.
Nora
I'll update it
Ephron
later.
is literally one of my favorite people, and she passed away. But she wrote a show. I just watched that last night.
Which one? The first one?
The first one and the second one. You can't watch it.
Oh my god.
You can't watch the first one and not immediately watch Catching Fire.
Well,
It's a clock.
well, my cousin and his girlfriend just watched it. They're like, "Oh yeah, we just finished watching the first Hunger Games." I'm like, "And you watched the second one, right?" He's like, "Nah, we were thinking about." I was like, "Dude, no, you gotta watch the rest." I was like, "Just hold on."
It was alright.
Well, I was like, just keep in mind they get progressively sadder.
They get progressively better.
The
The last movie is a military film.
I was gonna say
so good.
they get amazing,
good.
but they're so sad. Like the fourth one is just a straight up war.
Yeah. Well, it's been my first time. Yeah.
I only just watched.
Oh, it's
Me too.
so
Like for the
good.
first
Actually,
time.
back when we did Migda, that weekend was when I watched the second, third, and fourth for the first time.
No
Because we were
way.
talking about it.
Well, that's because
Yes.
the prequel came out. So this is my first time rewatching all the Hunger Games films after the prequel, after reading the
And
prequel.
being an adult, as a kid, you're like, man, I hope they live. And then you watch it as an adult, and you're like, holy shit,
It's complicated.
wow. Like
How does that get us to
Yeah.
Nora? How did that take us to Nora Ephron?
Because Zac Efron's
Zac
mom.
Efron's
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's right.
Anyway, Nora Ephron wrote a show, wrote a play. It was off Broadway, and it's called Love, Loss, and What I Wore. And it is about, it's small vignettes about pieces of clothing. And it was performed by 5 women. And it was all just a kind of, you had your music stand, and you told little stories about these pieces of clothing, like a Girl Scout uniform, or a wedding dress, or your favorite shoes, or your favorite shirt, or hand-me-downs, or whatever it is, and kind of the connection between you and clothing. And I've always loved food and stories about food and connection to food. And for a group of young actors, I thought that'd be a really easy kind of entryway of starting a devising process with a theme of, we're going to talk about food and what that means for us and what that means for our families and where we all come from culturally. And I have to say we have a pretty diverse cast, which is also pretty cool, of like a really wide range of diversity in all different kind of aspects. And I think that's really kind of changed the ways in which these stories have also evolved, which I think is really awesome. And kind of how they have just brought their own pieces of their past and their families and the type of food that they love or they make.
And their own personalities too.
And their own
Like,
personalities to it too. And also the type of, I think what interests me too is like the way in which their media and the way they consume media also changes the way in which they're thinking about food. Like Gordon Ramsay, like they love watching idiot Gordon Ramsay videos of like
that?
him.
Come on.
Gordon Ramsay?
Come on now.
Hello?
Come on now.
They love watching Gordon Ramsay videos, but from that, they know all these recipes that I don't think they would know if they didn't watch those shows, like a Beef Wellington. Just like kind of something that like, yes, maybe you would know that, but for a kid to know what it would look like. We started the process by doing these things called recipes of the day, where I'd give them a recipe and just the title and where it came from, and that's it. And then they had to guess the ingredients. Which I think was so cool. And we had people who would like be like just 2 ingredients off. And some of them really threw them for a loop.
And it's also crazy to see like how many dishes are kind of made of the same ingredients, but in a different order. All of that, like it's interesting. Even
It's all an equation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, well, it's interesting because I find baking is a science, but cooking is an art.
Whoa.
And I find that
Speaking
those
of baking,
are...
he finally had my cookies for the
Oh
first
my
time.
God.
I still have never had your cookies.
So look, Grant will make them by the end of this month.
Oh, 100%.
They're so good. And I like me and Mac. Actually, here's a clip of me and Mac trying them. We did. We vlogged.
So last year on the pod, Grant told the story of how he used to make cookies to get veg. These are said cookies. All right, Mac.
I think it's gonna work for me. It's gonna work this time. Yeah, I actually have a date I have to go to really quick, so just tell Quinn I'll be back.
Tell Grant. Oh, I thought you were gonna go. Dude, ooh.
There's not cashews in this, are there? Because I'm allergic to cashews.
I don't know. I hope you're kidding.
I'm not. It doesn't taste like it. Although I don't know what a cashew really tastes like.
Yeah.
Because it's been like
don't
since I
think
was
so.
3. So.
Great day.
Great idea. I can see how.
Oh, I 100% see him.
Yeah. Like a marshmallow? Is this marshmallows?
I don't know.
It feels like marshmallows.
And we're back. God, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep going and just talk about your personal, like, what you put into the show, like, because the whole grilled cheese is like,
Yeah, we have a runner in the show, and it's called the Grilled Cheese Runner. And I basically have just one actor being like my insert character in the show. But it's all these different narrations of like what it means to make the perfect grilled cheese. So the first time we meet it, it's just like, what is a really perfect grilled cheese and how do you make it? The second time we see the same character, it's about talking about coming when you're hungry, how your dad will make you a grilled cheese. And when I was growing up, my dad would always like make me grilled cheeses when I come home late from like school or rehearsals or like internships. So that was like kind of her way of bonding. And then the third runner of it is the real closer of the show, where it talks about how grilled cheese is something that can be found in almost every single culture across the globe. Like every single culture has their own version of a grilled cheese. An arepa, a quesadilla, a jaffle, the Lagos from Hungary, the raclette in the Alps. So there's like all these different versions of grilled cheeses that just like kind of pop up. Which is so cool.
My mom did grilled peanut butters.
ooh,
It's grilled cheese, but with peanut butter
so
instead of cheese.
so
Instead
amazing.
of cheese, not with cheese.
Not with cheese. Instead
Instead
of
of
cheese.
cheese.
It is, and I make them for my friends all the time.
A
When I was in
toasted
college.
PB.
But it's the
But would
perfect
the
amount
jelly
of
get runny?
No.
No jelly.
No jelly. Peanut butter.
That's
Ooh.
And that's it.
If you put
I used
Nutella
to
in there,
make
too,
that.
that'd be
I used
fire.
to make it for my friends in college. It was when they were sick, I'd go over to their apartment, make it for them, and then leave. That was my whole like this whole shtick of food and everything. That is who I am. So we gonna do this right.
Well, I think
See?
you're gonna like the Halloween candy court the best.
Bet.
I think that's the one you're gonna like the best.
No, I've heard
I
about
know
it. You told me about it. Or did you tell me about it?
I probably told you about
Antonio wrote it, and it literally was half a page.
It,
and then
yeah, I wrote it with an idea. I wrote the idea. I was like, oh, I really want Judge Trudy from the Amanda Show.
Oh my god.
And so I gave it to Becca. I was like, here, this is my idea. Like, feel free to like take it wherever you want. And the next rehearsal, I come in and she's like, so I kind of went crazy.
I wrote a
Becca
7-page
full on.
scene.
So I did a thing. She
we
did.
have Judge Jack, because it's about Halloween candy, and he's coming out, and our costume designer, Kayla, who is so wonderful, shout out to Kayla, is making a wig out of marshmallows.
Oh my
Like
god.
a judge wig out of marshmallows.
That's
That's
so
gonna
much
get real
better.
smelly real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't
Might
think it's
wanna
gonna be
make a few.
real. I think it's gonna be like fake marshmallow little pumps.
Hopefully, because that shit's gonna get real smelly.
And sticky.
Sticky.
under
well,
the lights.
actually not sticky. It would get really hard.
Yeah,
Well, they're gonna be cut. Oh, I guess not.
Yeah.
well, if they're cut,
I
then
don't
maybe
trust Hawk with the wig. So we'll see. We have an actor named Hawk.
before it gets any deeper. I want to start off by saying thank you, because this month is going to be hectic from each of our individual schedules, and then adding this on top is going to be even more. So I
love a
appreciate
challenge, though.
I appreciate the pre-hectic challenge.
At the end of it, talk to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then
We'll
discuss
be
it.
back at the end of the month to see how everybody's like.
We're just covered in acne. Our hair's gone.
It was a month.
What happened?
It was the cookies. Anthony, what's your favorite scene in the show?
My favorite scene
Yeah.
is definitely Lactose to Love. Lactose
Yeah.
to Love is when I read it,
Would
thought
you say that it's a cheesy bit?
it's so
Come on,
cheesy.
Come on now. Come on now.
It's so cheesy, but also one of the actors, Eliza, she took half and half and made him like a surfer bro kind of d-bag,
We literally were like, "You're a Chad, and you have a motorcycle."
and she
was like, "Bet."
Say less.
on Monday's rehearsal, she walked in, she like shot finger guns and like did the nod, and sunglasses came down. I was
down.
like, that. Like, not only is it so funny, but like the way that all of the kids love each of the characters that they're playing, like makes it even better and even funnier because they're willing to like triple down on it, and it's so funny.
I will say I'm gonna have a hard time not cursing around these children. It's very hard.
They call them weekend words.
Yeah, but they also
Very
throw out
cute.
they
gonna have a
also
lot of
throw out the
weekends
fair
around me. You know what I mean?
they
They
throw
also
out their
throw them
fair
out all the
share of
time.
weekend words.
I taught them what the word ageist meant, and I'll never
It was a
regret
bad
anything
move.
more.
It was a bad day.
There's just things you don't do. Do you have nephews and nieces?
No, I don't.
Well, you goofed.
Yeah, I was
She
like,
done goofed.
I was like, that's ageist,
There's
and now
some things you just don't say to children because it's going to haunt you for the next year because that's the only word they're going to remember.
Yep. Well, now someone will say something, and they'll just be like, "Can you pass the pens?"
That's
Be like,
ageist.
That's ageist. Like, no.
So yeah, I think that's it. I think we can finish this, and we'll be back with our first episode of the month.
Woo!
Yeah, boy.